Alright. Hello guys!
We're from PC1. This is our English forum assignment, The Rise of LGBT in Malaysia. I'm Alicia.
I'm Moni Sani.
And I'm Muhammad Syahidan. Jalaluddin.
Yeah, so we're gonna start our discussion now.
Okay. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, and trans, also known as LGBT, are emerging lately. They are rising. They are getting a spotlight right now in Malaysia. Most of the media right now are covering the story of LGBTQ community. I can think of so many reasons as to this rising, but is there actually one sole reason for it rises? Anti-LGBTQ are also on the rises with their protests, and this is causing an outrage from the LGBTQ community. Even the government didn't support the LGBTQ community. Why is there rises in LGBTQ? What do you think is the causes to the rises of this community?
You said that the government doesn't support LGBT, but I think unintentionally the government, what they're doing is actually helping the rise of LGBT because they cluster boys and girls into schools, like just boys and just girls. So like this reduces contact of the opposite sex since from young. So they only interact with the same gender, so they would get close, they would be more comfortable with the same gender. So it might actually potentially increase their feelings of romanticness or something like sort, that kind of things, but to the same gender because they don't have a bond with the opposite gender since young.
Oh, okay, I see your point. How about you?
You might be right, but then if, in my opinion, same gender school doesn't mean they turn out like LGBTs, lesbian, gays, or transgender. Some of them might be turned out straight. For example, my friends are mostly from the girls' schools, and yeah, they turn out straight. Then, to those who are in the same gender school, they must have the highest interest with a different gender. So they are not exposed to different genders since they are in the school, the same gender school. So most probably their parents might be sending them off to tuition centers so that they can mingle around with a different gender.
Okay. Excuse me. I want to ask you. Okay, regarding the schools, does sex education as well make a point in rises of LGBT community?
Sex education, I think that the government should impose sex education in government schools especially because if it's not taught, then I think like the students would think they can have sex with anyone. So like I'm a girl, maybe I would think like, oh, I can have sex with a guy or a girl, it doesn't matter because what is the norm? What is sex? It's just like maybe because there's only two genders, right? Boys and a girl, so maybe I can just do it, I can have sex with anyone. If it's not taught in school since young, or like maybe in secondary school of some sort. So that's why I think like the government should, have sex education in schools.
Oh, okay, I see. Do you think that the tuition as well need to teach sex education?
I don't think so because the tuition most specific they are teaching about the school subjects, not sex education but maybe the tuition teachers might be giving them a reminder like that you can sit together with this different gender but not really close because the sex education is not being taught in the school.
Okay, I see you guys' point regarding the government. Okay, other than the government, is there any reason for the rises of the LGBT community? For example, like maybe schools. Okay, that one you already covered some of it on the first part. Schools, social media, family, religious.
What about your opinion about it?
I think one of the causes to the rise of LGBT could be family, because from young they have a family, right? They grow up with family. So what the family tells them or shows them is what they're going to believe, what they're going to do most probably in the future, right? Like, so maybe families who are accepting of LGBT, the children would feel like, oh, it's okay if I date a guy or a girl since my family is fine with it. So maybe like, in this modern generation, I think families are like getting more and more open-minded. So children they'll be free, they'll have freedom to choose what they want. So that's maybe the cause of the rise of LGBT.
So yeah, I do agree with your point. Because some parents, when they're parents with their kids, but then they don't mind what others talk bad about them, because to them, kids are their priority. So yeah, I think that's for me.
Okay, thank you for both of your opinions, but I do want to ask you a question because I want to know which point is the mind developed to have a LGBTQ?
Or like, when do you think they would have the thought of being
Thought to
lesbian?
cross to being a lesbian, gay, bisexual.
I think it's unintentionally, like from my experience, when I was in primary school, I was exposed to, I have a friend that is lesbian. She likes this other girl, so but it didn't make me think that if I was a lesbian or not, or bisexual. But when I went to secondary school, it just suddenly happened when I like started being really close to this girl. It just happened. So I don't think there's a starting point or an ending point. It happens, it happens. It does not, then it does not. That kind of thing. That's what I believe.
Okay, I think I can see what's your point. What about you?
I mean, like from my side, and based on my observations, I've watched a movie. It's a Tamil movie, and yeah, it's all about transgender. He's a guy, so he like converted to transgender. So the family threw him away, but a Muslim guy picked him up and raised him, and yeah, he's a successful doctor now.
Okay, so you're saying that both of your points, I can see a very similarity around them. You're saying that the causes of this can be seen when they are still a kid, right?
True.
Okay, so what can we stop? How can we reduce this if they are going to develop the LGBTQ community minds during their childhood? What can we do to reduce it? As a perspective of if we are parents.
I don't think there's a way of stopping how it just happens.
It's a natural something.
It's not
Right?
natural. It's a natural thought.
Yeah.
Maybe not natural actions, I guess, but it's just how things are. I don't think there's a way to stop, like fully stop the
There's no
thought.
starting point and no
Yeah,
ending point.
it's
like you like one person, then you like, then if you don't like me, so you left him. Like, oh, left him. Like, just like that.
so like maybe this kind of thinking is what causes the rise of LGBT also. Like yeah.
Okay, thank you. Good thing for you both for your opinions. Okay. Now I want to ask you, how about religious?
Religion.
Does religions contribute in the risings of the LGBT community?
I think they do.
Yes. Because in
Okay.
every religions, they don't like, oh, you have to be this person, oh, you have to be that person. God created them, right? So if you cross it, they have a Sharia law, so that they are sins. So the Islam can something like should give them punishments. So I mean, the God gave you a perfect physical. Why go and change it, right?
I should talk about trans now.
Yeah.
So like I think religion, even though the religions they teach you like, oh, you cannot be lesbian, you cannot be bisexual, you cannot be gay, you cannot change your body, you can't be trans. But in a way also I think that religion, because they encourage us not to hate people who are different, right? So I think indirectly like it's like a mix. I feel like they don't want it to be something, but they also encourage us not to hate, not to like how do you say it? Like you don't go against, but also just don't hate or something like that.
Oh, okay, I see. But I do see that in Islam, they are forbidden. They are saying that do not hate other culture, but they are also saying that they are forbidden to have to love someone on the same sex or change their sex. So what is you guys' opinion regarding that? Is there a contradiction?
Also, I like to add, I think religion It's because like in this modern society, everyone is either, even though they have a religion, they don't practice it, right? So like they listen, but they're not abiding to the laws of religion. Like okay, for example, like in Catholic Christianity, we sin, yes, and then there's this part like if we repent, then you'll be forgiven. So like maybe like lesbians and gays, they'll think like, oh, they know what they're doing is wrong, but if they think that, oh, I'll just like admit to my sins later on, I'll be forgiven, so I will not be condemned in the afterlife, that kind of thing. So maybe that's what they think. And also I feel they just choose what they want to believe, right? Like, yeah, we must love everyone, but you cannot be but I think in teachings you cannot be lesbians or gays, but because in religion they teach you to love everyone, so like that's what they believe, like you're supposed to love everyone, you shouldn't condemn anyone, that kind of thing. So maybe that's why they think lesbian, gays, trans, like it's okay for them to be that.
This is thought that LGBT is not the right way. Okay, so religion encourages peace and unity.
Yes, I do agree. Religious teach us to peace and unity, but they as well says that we cannot have feeling of love with the same sex person and change our gender.
Yes, but like I said, maybe like those LGBT community, they know that they actually know they're not supposed to be lesbians or gays, but it's something they can't help, and maybe they just choose what they want to believe in their religion. Like religion says love everyone, so like they choose to love everyone, literally. They just choose what they want to believe, even though it's a sin, they just ignore the part where it's a sin, that kind of thing. I think it's like more to their thinking, their thoughts, their mindset about religion. Like, because in this modern society, I feel not many people are religious, they don't practice their faith. So they're just like, yeah, okay, I die, so like, that's it. So they just do what they want to do now, that kind of thing. So I think LGBT, the community rises because many people these days don't want to get married, don't want to have kids, right? So I think that's like where the cause happens. Like they don't want kids, so they won't get married, that kind of thing. Because lesbians, their risk of pregnancy is very low. Because like you could two girls doing it, you can't get pregnant. So like then they think like, yeah, I don't have kids, so I'm just gonna marry a girl and I will never be pregnant forever, that kind of thing.
So yeah, I sometimes agree your point, but instead of getting pregnant, if they don't get pregnant, they might be having STD. So, what is your opinion about STD now? They might be not getting pregnant, but they'll be contracting STD. So what do you think about it?
Well, STD can be reduced by using condoms. Do you know what condom is?
Instead of getting pregnant, they might contract STD. So what do you think about it?
Okay, yes, STD actually can be reduced. I do know what STD is really. It's when you have an unsafe sex, but do you know the government already provides condoms to all the people to have safe sex? They actually advertise to have safe sex amongst the people.
But like, once you try something like, okay, yeah, you have sex with condoms, but after a while, they're gonna take it another level, they're gonna be daring, they're gonna like, let's have sex without the condom, that kind of thing. So that's gonna like, once you know how it feels to have sex without the condom, they're gonna like probably do it again and again, and maybe their fear of getting STD or whatever is just gonna be like down to zero. They're gonna like, yeah, sex is great, I'm just gonna keep doing sex without condom, I don't care about STDs anymore.
Okay, okay, the point that you are saying now, okay, heterosexual, if they want to have sex, they need to have condom if they want to have safe sex. But if they're lesbian, gay, or bisexual, they don't need to use condoms. That can make them to contract more STD.
So based on my reading, I'm hearing one article. So they stated there that STD have been rising among the gay and bisexual. So yeah, it's increased in all over the world. So what do you think about it?
I think it doesn't matter if you're hetero or homosexual. Like if you have sex, the risk of getting STD is already there. So maybe that's what they think. Like lesbians and gays, they think like, yeah. So if I have sex with a guy, I might get STD. If I have sex with a girl, I still might get STD. So just do it.
Okay, so based on our discussion, I can see that there are many points that are solid reason to the reason of the risings of LGBTQ community in Malaysia. So as the first one that we already discussed is government, and the second one is health education, and the third one is I think it's family, and the fourth is religion, and the fifth and the lastly is health.
But I also like to say like, I think this LGBT community, it grows because of the person themselves. Like there's so many factors, but actually these factors can only affect you if you are going to change or something like that. Like so it's your own opinions, your own
Decision.
thoughts, yeah, it's your own decision, that kind of thing. So I think no matter how many factors there are, if these factors can't affect you, then
Just
yeah.
let it go. Like it's their business, so yeah.
Okay, that is all from us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Oh, but